The failure of Germany on D-Day is a complex tale woven with strategic miscalculations, intelligence failures, and sheer underestimation of the Allies. As the sun rose on June 6, 1944, the beaches of Normandy became the stage for one of the most significant military operations in history. But what led to Germany's downfall that day? First and foremost, let's talk about intelligence. The Allies executed a masterful deception campaign known as Operation Fortitude. They created a phantom army, complete with fake equipment and misleading radio traffic, convincing the Germans that the invasion would occur at Pas-de-Calais, not Normandy. This diversion kept German forces spread thin, as they were unsure where the real attack would land. They were caught off guard, and that confusion was a critical factor in the Allies' success. Then there's the issue of German command structure. Hitler's insistence on maintaining control over military decisions often led to delays and indecision. On D-Day, he was asleep when the invasion began. His generals, who were aware of the invasion, were hesitant to act without his orders. This paralysis allowed Allied forces to establish a foothold on the beaches without immediate counterattacks. Another factor was the sheer scale of the Allied assault. The invasion involved over 156,000 troops, supported by thousands of ships and aircraft. The Allies had meticulously planned every detail, from the timing of the landings to the coordination of air support. In contrast, the German defenses, while formidable, were not prepared for the scale and intensity of the assault. The Atlantic Wall, which was intended to be an impenetrable barrier, had vulnerabilities that the Allies exploited. Let's not forget the morale and readiness of the German troops. By 1944, the Wehrmacht was stretched thin, fighting on multiple fronts. Many soldiers were exhausted and demoralized after years of relentless combat. The Allies, on the other hand, were buoyed by the prospect of liberation and had the advantage of fresh reinforcements. This disparity in morale played a crucial role in the effectiveness of the fighting on the beaches. Weather also played a pivotal role. The Allies had to gamble on the weather conditions, and they did so with remarkable precision. The rough seas and poor visibility initially hampered the landings, but they also caught the Germans off guard. The Luftwaffe was unable to mount an effective defense due to the poor weather, leaving the Allies to dominate the skies. Finally, the logistical nightmare for the Germans cannot be overlooked. The rapid advance of Allied forces meant that reinforcements and supplies were slow to arrive. The Germans struggled to mobilize their troops effectively, and by the time they began to respond, the Allies had already established a strong foothold. In summary, the failure of Germany on D-Day was not due to a single factor, but rather a combination of strategic blunders, intelligence failures, and the sheer determination of the Allied forces. It was a day that marked the beginning of the end for Nazi Germany, showcasing the power of planning, deception, and the human spirit in the face of overwhelming odds.